Ladies and gentlemen, wake up, because the Carolina Panthers are sitting on a powder keg of potential moves that could redefine this franchise overnight. We are talking about aggressive trades, massive contract decisions, and bringing in star power that demands respect. Sources are buzzing, and the front office is feeling the heat. Before we break down the chaos, do me a favor. We are pushing hard for 1,000 subscribers, and we need the true Panthers faithful to make happen. Hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss a beat of this offseason drama. The Carolina Panthers are officially under the microscope as we barrel toward the opening of the NFL market. Sources deeply embedded within the organization have confirmed to me that there is an overwhelming internal and external pressure to secure a veteran pass rusher immediately. This is not a suggestion, this is a mandate. We are looking at a defensive line that frankly lacked the teeth necessary to scare anyone last season. The objective is crystal clear: bring in seasoned leadership to anchor the front for the 2026 campaign and beyond. While the specific target remains shrouded in secrecy, the profile is obvious. They need a disruptor. They need a grown man who can walk into that locker room and show the young bucks how to be professionals. I am looking at this situation, and I am telling you, if they do not address this, they are failing their fan base. You cannot win in the National Football League without putting the quarterback on his back. It is physically impossible to compete in the NFC South if you give opposing passers all day to make a sandwich in the pocket. The data shows glaring deficiencies in pressure rates, and the directive to fix it is coming from the very top. This is about pride. This is about toughness. The fans are tired of watching a passive defense. They want aggression. They want violence. The front office knows that their jobs depend on this specific acquisition. It is a critical juncture for the franchise's identity. If they strike out here, the domino effect on the rest of the defense will be catastrophic. We are talking about setting the tone for the next 2 years. The urgency is palpable, the stakes are incredibly high, and the checkbook needs to be open. We are hearing that the specific name is being protected to avoid a bidding war, but make no mistake, the intent is aggressive. They are hunting for a closer. This move is the foundation. Without it, the defense crumbles. But even a great pass rush needs help behind it, and that brings us to a shocking trade rumor. Listen, the insider information we are dropping here is moving fast. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and get these exclusive updates before anyone else, make sure you subscribe right now. Don't be the last to know. Discussions have officially surfaced regarding what it would take for the Carolina Panthers to acquire safety Minkah Fitzpatrick via trade, and let me tell you, this is the definition of a blockbuster swing. Sources indicate that the front office is running a detailed cost analysis to see if they can pull off this heist. We are talking about a move that is viewed internally as an aggressive necessity to completely revitalize the secondary. Minkah Fitzpatrick is an elite talent, a perennial all-pro who changes the math for opposing offensive coordinators. But let's be real about the price. Acquiring a player of this caliber requires significant draft capital and a willingness to absorb a heavy contract. The question is, do the Panthers have the stomach for it? I say they must. You look at this defense and you see a unit that is desperate for a playmaker who can turn the ball over. Fitzpatrick is that guy. He is a ball hawk. He is a leader. However, there are voices in the room warning about the long-term financial implications. Is it worth mortgaging the future for one player? Absolutely it is. You play to win the game. The fans deserve a star who can close out games. The analysis suggests that while the cost is high, the impact is immediate and transformative. This isn't just about adding a safety, it is about adding a quarterback for the defense. The Panthers are exploring every avenue to make this work, signaling a shift in philosophy from rebuilding to contending. If they pull the trigger, it sends a shockwave through the NFC South. But we have to be smart. You cannot bring in a superstar like Fitzpatrick without addressing the guys who are already in the building performing at a high level. That financial balancing act is creating major tension right now with another key defensive back who feels he has earned his payday, and if they aren't careful, they might lose a crucial piece of the puzzle while chasing another. We need to address the escalating situation surrounding cornerback Mike Jackson, because this is quickly becoming a critical test for the front office. After a breakout season in 2025, where he played some of the best football of his career, Jackson is rightfully at the center of contract extension talks. But hold on, because sources are flashing warning lights about the potential fallout. Analysts are alerting the team about the rising costs and the specific terms of a possible deal. Jackson has been an absolute bargain since his arrival, a player who outperformed his contract and proved his worth on every single snap. But now, the price of the brick has gone up. The tension here is palpable. You have a player who believes he has earned long-term security, and you have a front office trying to manage a salary cap that is already being stretched thin by other ambitious targets. I am looking at this and saying you better be careful. You do not want to alienate a guy who battled for you in the trenches. However, the business side is brutal. If the numbers get too high, does Mike Jackson become a casualty of the pursuit for bigger stars? It is a dangerous game of chicken. The extension discussions are complex, with the team wary of committing too many years to a cornerback in a volatile market. Yet if you let him walk, you create another hole that you have to fill. It is a classic catch-22. The leverage is shifting and the clock is ticking. This decision will tell us everything we need to know about how this regime values loyalty versus potential. They are crunching the numbers as we speak, trying to find a middle ground before this turns ugly. But while the defense is locked in these financial battles, the offensive side of the ball is quietly preparing for a potential acquisition that could shatter the internet and finally give this team the #1 receiver it has been screaming for.
Rumors are catching fire that Stefon Diggs is emerging as a primary target for the Carolina Panthers if he is released by the New England Patriots this offseason. This is the story that changes the entire trajectory of the offense. We are monitoring the wires closely, and the chatter is getting louder that Diggs could be the missing link for Carolina. Think about the implications. We are talking about one of the most precise route runners in the history of the game, a guy who demands excellence and produces results. If the Patriots decide to move on, sources say the Panthers are positioned to make an aggressive run at him. This is exactly the kind of splash move that Stephen A. Smith would scream about from the mountaintops. We need a dog on the outside. We need someone who can separate and make the quarterback's life easier. Stefon Diggs brings an intensity that this huddle has been lacking. He is a proven commodity who has done it at the highest level. Now, there are concerns about his age and his vocal nature, but frankly, this team needs a spark. They need someone who hates losing more than they love winning. The potential fit is undeniable. Imagine him lining up on Sundays in Carolina blue, demanding double teams and opening up the field for everyone else. It is a strategic masterstroke if they can pull it off. The front office knows that the current receiving core is not good enough to contend for a Super Bowl. Adding Diggs signals to the entire league that the rebuild is over and the window to win is open right now. It connects back to every other move we have discussed: the urgency, the aggression, the desire for elite talent. This is the final piece of the puzzle. If Stefon Diggs hits the market, Carolina must be the first phone call. It is time to stop playing safe and start playing to dominate. The offseason is about to get very, very interesting.
This is it, Panthers fans. We are standing on the precipice of a franchise-altering offseason. From hunting a veteran pass rusher to the massive trade potential for Micah Fitzpatrick, the contract war with Mike Jackson, and the explosive pursuit of Stefon Diggs, the front office is swinging for the fences. I need to know where you stand right now. Which move is the absolute must-have? Do you prioritize the defense with Fitzpatrick, or do you save the offense with Diggs? Go to the comments section immediately and let your voice be heard. We are building a community of winners here, and your opinion drives the narrative. Stay locked in, subscribe if you haven't, and let's see if this team is ready to roar.